What is up, hackers? Welcome back to another episode of Hack Crypto, where we hack everything finance and Web3. If you guys are brand new here, there is a side hustle series going on the shorts on this channel, so definitely check that out. Now, on this episode, I'm going to be going over Sand, which is Sandbox's native token, and how to stake that on Polygon. Now, if that sounds like a foreign language to you, be sure to be subscribed with notification bell on to get access to awesome educational content here on the channel. I've been doing this for a long time and really trying to cover a lot of the things metaverse over the next couple of years here, because it is going to be very transformative. So definitely hit that notification bell and let's dive right into the video. I'm not showing video of this platform specifically because I want to do this verbally for people so that you can pause this video, go back as I'm talking through this as you're looking at the screen, because I've tried a lot of different demos in the past and I want to try this out because I've heard feedback on just speaking in the background while people are doing it on their own screen, because sometimes it can double up. If you're looking at a screen, there's so many updates that roll out in this space that often the screen is even outdated and then people get turned around. So just listening to me while you have a new tab open will help you go through this. Now, I'm going to go through a quick step process as to how to start from zero here and get set up earning close to 40% APR. Now, that sounds scammy and weird and funky, but that is because there's a multiple added in there. Traditionally, when you're staking in the crypto space, you're going to see around 10%, 5 to 10% APR, which is pretty stable for these larger projects. But there is a multiplier with Sandbox, because in these virtual worlds, landowners are the kings and queens. So it's very important to know that you can get a multiplier if you own land in many of these worlds, but specifically today I'm going to be talking about Sandbox. So step one is you're going to need a wallet. Now, I recommend Ledger or Trezor, but Ledger especially. So buying a Ledger is very easy. The link will be in the description below. I've worked with them multiple times, and Sandbox is on there with their token Sand. So once you've purchased your Ledger with the link in the description, whether it's on Amazon or on their site directly, they've reached out to me multiple times, so I'm going to be linking to them directly below. Once you grab a Ledger, you're going to want to add the Sand token to that Ledger hardware wallet. Now, a cool part about Ledger and MetaMask, which is a hot wallet, is that you can sync the two together. So you have hot wallet elements to a cold wallet. And what that means, if that sounds foreign to you, is think of it as a checking and a savings account. The Ledger is a savings account that's not meant to be touched. It's offline and it's safe, secure. And there's plenty of videos on this channel of how to go through and set that up. Definitely check those out, or just Google around how to set it up. It's pretty easy to set it up. But once that's done, you're going to sync it to MetaMask. And that allows you to get some checking account functionality to your savings account. So you can move around on the internet, play around on NFT marketplaces and things like that. But what you're going to want to do is sync those two together. So first, you've acquired your Ledger wallet. You've set up your MetaMask wallet. That's really easy to do. And next up, you need to add the Sand token to that wallet. That is a very easy process to do. I will link to the Sand Gitbook below, or the Sandbox Gitbook below, so you can understand how that works. But in a nutshell, all you're doing is you're adding a smart contract that is a token to the wallet so it can show on your wallet when you pull it up. Even if you sent it to that wallet address, it's going to be there, but you just can't see it. And you have to go to Etherscan or Polyscan or one of these other block explorers to see where it was. But that's going down a whole different rabbit hole. I don't want to go down that today. The next step, once you have set Sand on your wallet, you can see it there. What you need to do is buy Sand. You need to be able to get access to it. And many people don't realize that in order to buy crypto, you actually need to have some crypto first, unless you go to a central exchange. And that is a very big barrier to entry that's cursed the space for many years now. But ultimately, going to a centralized exchange is probably what you're going to need to do. So Gemini is an exchange that I've trusted for many years. Coinbase is another great exchange. Many of these different exchanges have a lot of different tokens on there. But today for Sand, they were talking about Gemini is a very good resource to go there. So go to Sand on Gemini, sign up for Gemini, really easy to do. And that is another step of this process, is being able to acquire some ETH and some Sand. So you've gone through, you've acquired your sand, and what you need to do is pull that off of the exchange. That sounds weird that you just went onto an exchange to buy it and you're pulling it off, but this is the realm of self-custody is what this video is all about here. So once you've acquired the sand and a little bit of ETH with, let's call it $1,000, you are going to withdraw that to your wallet, your MetaMask wallet that's synced to your hardware wallet. You are fully out on your own in the world of sovereignty at this point. You have those funds back into your wallet. You're fully in control of the private keys, and now you can start to earn and put that money to work. This is what a lot of people refer to as TradFi moving into DeFi. So you're in the traditional finance space somewhat with decentralized exchanges and platforms, pushing off into the decentralized finance world. You are on your own. You are fully responsible for yourself, your funds, and everything. And this is the true big delta between these two and a paradigm shift that's going on right now and has been going on for a few years in this space. So you've signed up for the centralized exchange. Now you need to sign up for your Sandbox game account. So go to sandbox.game and sign up super easy with the MetaMask that you already synced with your hardware wallet. And it is, probably a 5-minute setup, very easy. You can add your avatar and so on. But once you've signed up and you've synced your wallet, you're going to go to Earn. Now, Earn is a tab on your left-hand side. It will remain that tab for quite some time, I'm assuming. You're going to click on Earn, and at the top, you're going to see Stake. And you can click on that, and it will show you the staking available options that are currently available. They roll out all sorts of cool initiatives, but for this video, we're going to be talking about mSand, which is the bridge to Polygon. So Sand started on Ethereum, which if you're new here, that is a proof of stake blockchain that they started on to really power NFTs, non-fungible tokens, for the assets within the game of Sandbox. This allows users to truly own their digital content, and they're able to transact within the game and have that ownership within the game. So it's truly owned by the players and the users of this ecosystem. So once you have that page open for staking, you're able to see the couple of options. Now, this is going to change. So if you're watching this video in a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, whatever, you're going to see something different than what I'm about to describe. The first thing that you'll see is there's a 10% APR option. That is for staking mSand, because the goal of a project that has a native token to it is you need to provide liquidity for your users, which means you're able to swap in a decentralized fashion. Liquidity goes into a pool, like a big swimming pool, and people can transact on top of that swimming pool and using that liquidity that other users have provided to make that transaction take place. That's DeFi. So what you have is the need for liquidity, and staking will provide rewards for people either providing liquidity or just locking up their token to contract the supply of a token. So once you see that there's a 10% APY option, that sounds reasonable. You can select that. You can simply say, all right, I want to deposit some of my sand that I purchased from Gemini, withdrew it, and I want to deposit it from my hardware wallet. You click a little button that says that it is in a hardware wallet so that it's notifying the system and it knows how to deposit that. And you select that you want to sign that contract with your MetaMask wallet. It'll pop up for you and you're able to sign that transaction to take place. That is the first option. Now, the second one here was what I mentioned at the very beginning of the video around a multiplier. If you don't know what a multiplier is, it basically just means that there is an option below and then there's an option above that gives you a multiple on your money. So if you have a 10% APR option below, it's going to give you a multiple if you do X, Y, and Z, if you choose the above option. And that gives you a 40% APR. That sounds bonkers, but the incentive, if you look through all of the documentation and everything with Sandbox, the incentive is to produce land owners. They want to have as many different people owning land as possible within Sandbox. And when you're trying to produce landowners and anything in life, you need to provide incentives. The world runs on incentives, and the digital world is no different. There needs to be incentives ushering people in the right direction. And what you have here is people being ushered to buy land and own and hold land. And it's a beautiful example of an incentive to give people a motivator, aka a multiplier, on their money if they own land in that same wallet. So for this video, I am going to basically walk you through how that multiplier works. So if you've had that 10% APR option there, which is probably going to be there for a long time, just because that is a reasonable APR for locking up tokens and staking and contracting the supply. But what you have is a ability to go buy land, put it in the same wallet, and get a multiplier on your investment and lock it up, doing the same thing that the previous plan, that 10% one, is doing, but you're just basically making that investment as well. So just to re-explain that, if I go and I spend $1,000 on a plot of land that it currently is right now at the time of recording this in Q1 of 2023, if I spend $1,000 on a plot of land anywhere on their map, I stand to make a multiplier on everything that I'm putting into that. So I'll make that $1,000 back in quite a short period of time, depending on the amount of sand that I'm locking up. But in this example, I'm going to go buy land. I'm going to go put it in the same wallet, and I am going to earn a multiplier on what I am staking and earn that money back. And if you look at that as a investment on top of your investment, you can do that. You could sell the land afterwards if you wanted to, after you earn that extra yield, and you can do whatever you want with it. You could develop it. You could go to Sandstorm and get builders to create on it, or you could do anything that you want with it afterwards. But for this exercise, you are locking this up for a period of time and getting a massive multiple on your money based on that thought process of, I'm going to go buy land so that I get more money while I'm staking. So once you've done that, you go to OpenSea, you click price low to high on the filters, and you select a piece of land that you want. You buy it using that MetaMask wallet that you filled with some ETH. There's a couple different currencies that are accepted on OpenSea. USDC and ETH are one. They do Matic, and I believe you can go on there and do it with sand, but ultimately you need to just acquire that piece of land in the same wallet that you are going to be staking in. To say that again, in the same wallet, you need that land that unlocks the multiple, and you are able to then go back to your Sandbox game dashboard under staking, under the earn tab, and you can then have access to that 40% APY. You're going to click on bridge, because there is an option to bridge from ETH to Polygon. You bridge over, it'll populate on there on MetaMask. You click okay, I approve. Bridge over whatever you're comfortable with, and that is from Ethereum to Polygon with your sand. It turns into M sand, from sand to M sand, and you're able to then lock it up. So that bridge is where a lot of people drop off, because they've gone through all these steps, and then that final step of bridging across to get those juicy rewards is very daunting. And luckily, Sandbox has done a good job of designing how to make it easy. So you can go on there and just click a couple buttons, approve it, and make sure you're on the Sandbox game, sandbox.game, and you should be good to go. Once you've bridged across to MSand, you are then able to lock up, and you're able to get that juicy 40% APR. Now, I want to encourage anybody that's watching this video to, of course, proceed with caution. This is not financial advice. You don't have to follow anything that I said. But ultimately, this is, at the time of recording this, Sandbox is very, very down in terms of price-wise. And I think that there's a lot of people chasing yield right now. There's a lot of people looking for things to stake. And they forget that being a landowner in these virtual worlds that are about to explode over the next 2 years with usage, with all the different brands that are coming into the space, everything, you should definitely be paying attention. And that's what I will say. You should pay attention to these worlds, to the size of the teams that are growing. behind these worlds that are developing them, and the amount of developers that are pushing every day. And as the CEO of Sandstorm, I see the amount of community that's going on here, and I see what is happening. So the builders are consistently building, they're hustling to create awesome content. And that's what I can say about this right now. So that is my quick overview. If you guys watched this video right here, thank you, because me waving my hands around is different than showing you the actual demo. But like I said, these platforms are updating constantly, and it's easier to talk through this so that you can have a tab open, pause the video, put it on double speed, half speed, whatever, and it'll help you go through this whole process. There's a lot of hurdles, and the main bottlenecks are signing up for the centralized exchange to get your Sand and your ETH so that you can fill your MetaMask wallet, connecting to the staking and bridging. Those are the two big bridges or bottlenecks, sorry. So I would encourage you to rewatch this video, pause it, everything while I'm talking through it. I did my best. It's not going to be perfect, but ultimately I wanted to do it in one take to give you guys a really true end-to-end experience here as to what it means to lock up with a multiple and stake that M-Sand on there and get that 40% APR. That'll change when you watch this video. It might be different, but at the time of recording this, it's not. So that is it for this video. Slap a like if you like these type of verbal, visual, well, non-visual tutorials where you can have a tab open and listen to me talk you through it. I hope it helps. Slap a like, be notifications on one of those subscribers, and I will see you on the next episode here on Hack Crypto.